So, should we start?
Yeah, let's kick it off.
All right.
People can join us as they're coming along.
Yeah. So, we'd like to welcome all the agents and friends here. Thank you for joining us for this week's Spaces. Today, we'll be discussing the roadmap and all the things that have been connected with it. So first, let's have J3 and Lucas talk about it, their vision, and then we'll move on to some questions from the community.
Sounds
Guys?
good. Yeah, Jay, do you want to kick things off, or do you want me to get started on it?
Yeah, I'll start here and just I guess without giving too much away, we want to emphasize that this V2 we are looking to have the community involved in a lot of our, next few moves. So that comes with, the DAO initiatives. And we really want to involve everyone, every agent, because there's so many brilliant ideas being shared in Discord and Twitter, and there's so many people like rooting for our success that we're becoming the bottleneck of that process. So the next iteration for V2 is we want to involve everyone in the process of growing the K.I.A. With the help of the DAO, and yeah, we just want to emphasize that the next few moves we're gonna make is gonna be community driven, and we want everyone to share and discuss and propose ideas on what we can do as a community as a whole.
Yeah, since the beginning, we've always said that we're putting community first, and that's really like our main focus is how can we continue to create value for the community. And I think one of the ways is actually empowering the community to make these decisions and vote on things. So that's why like we're part of the introduction of the DAO. It's going to be that voting power based on the number of koalas that wallet holds, and we don't want to get into all the details because I think some of the stuff that we're going to be doing, it's going to be one of the first in the space, and I think it's pretty cool. So we want to leave that as a bit of a surprise. But some of the other stuff, it can be as easy as we've talked about a community wallet. If we want to do meetups, if Koala agents have kind of like their own projects, if the community wants to focus on something or run something, we're going to have that community wallet. Will be allowing people to vote on these different initiatives. We can fund some of them with the community wallet, and really just kind of empower the community to think of ideas and us facilitate the execution of those. So I think that's really good. And then in terms of the roadmap itself, we have the high level vision of where we want to go, but maybe the how we get there is going to be based on what the community wants. And I think that's pretty cool because really what we're building is for everyone that's part of this community, and we want to make sure we're being inclusive and welcoming everyone and allowing them to have a say in all of these things. But yeah, in terms of the roadmap, we had a pretty good idea of what we wanted to do and how we wanted it. And then I think the apes kind of beat us to the punch in terms of providing something that's high level, not super informative, but just enough to kind of get people's interest in the project, while I would say leaving a lot of surprises for you guys to come, right? Like we didn't want to just show all our cards up front. So we decided to list some of the larger ticket items that we think they're gonna really create a lot of interest in the community, and I think that the community members are really gonna love them.
All right, great. So that's great stuff. Thanks, guys. I have some questions prepared from the community, and some of them are more detailed than others, but let's go through those and start with those, and then we can go to some questions from the audience. So here we go. First one is any estimated date or perhaps a range of dates for the companion drop?
I unfortunately, the short answer is unfortunately not. There's there's a lot of stuff that we want to tell people, but I think we just want to be mindful for a couple of reasons. Like we want people to join the community because they see value, not because they know something is coming within the next 48 hours and we get a bit of a hype and people are just coming in to get the companion and then flipping on the community and leaving. But at the same time, we've been discussing a lot of different ideas for the companion internally, and we really want to push the limits on what's been done with companions before. So it's we're really trying to look at it from every single different angle, because every single, call it mechanic or feature or whatnot that you add on a companion, it's going to have some sort of impact on the project itself, either looking at tokenomics, what type of utility the companion has versus the main koalas. How is that going to impact the floor? What's the current demand to get into the project? Is it accessible or not? So these are all factors that we're taking into consideration, and we don't necessarily want to create some self-imposed timelines that then it forces a team to make a decision and kind of move forward with that. But we'd rather want to have the freedom to really put something cool together for all the collectors. And we clarified it, but people that might have a question is that the companion drop will be a 1-for-1. If you have a koala, you will get one companion. If you have 10 koalas, you will get 10 companions. This isn't going to be limited. It's going to be a 1-for-1. But yeah, unfortunately, no set dates, because we just don't want to kind of pigeonhole ourselves into having to rush into it. But trust me,
Yeah.
we're working on something cool for the community.
If I may add something to that, I fully agree. Like, yeah, we want to be at a state where we are creating, but we don't have that fire under our butts to like push out work. We want to be at that state where we have the time and we also want to create high quality work. We just don't want to put out another 10K or whatever to dilute the supply. You know, we're also exploring different supply experiments, and I also have plans to make the companions, you know, a teaching tool for newcomers in the space. I kind of, my goal for this is kind of like I want people's first NFT to be the companions we're going to release. So it's almost going to be like a teaching tool kind of thing. You know, taking inspiration from paper cats, from cool cats. I really like their approach there. But yeah, if we give you guys a date, like I think it wouldn't be healthy for the creative process. But at the same time, just know that we are tirelessly working and organizing ourselves because right now we are at a point where we can branch off in a million different directions. So we're just trying to like, you know, plot a course and stick to it.
Okay, that sounds great. Makes sense. Here's another question now about the crates. Will the crates have any future utility, or will they be simply something for use in a wallet?
I guess what I can confirm right now is we want to have we want to increase the long term value of these crates. Without explaining the mechanics behind that, we just want to let you guys know that it will have, um, for now at least, it will have value inside the wallet den. And the thing is, the wallet den it's gonna be, we're gonna be improving it along the way. We have plans to have the option to export your agent without a background. So that's like a big win for derivatives and artists who want to like make memes or custom artworks. So the Walden would be that one place where you can get official K.I.A generated koalas, and yeah, but we can't speak anymore of you know what it can do beyond the Walden. But just know that there will be more utility inside the den for sure.
Awesome. All right. So we'll move on to another topic, which has been a hot topic as of late, of engagement with the community. Uh, can uh, um, can you guys comment on any plans of potential collaborations? Specifically, are there any plans to collaborate with any projects to create engagement with people outside of the koala circle?
I I think this. I look at this question in a few different ways. I think depends how you look at, it depends how you define a collab. Because a lot of right now, the way people use collabs most of the time, it's like, is this a cross promotion between two projects where one gives an NFT and the other one does the same? Um, for us, again, it's going back to creating value for our collectors in our community. And I think that we're at a point where we're getting a lot of these net new projects coming up and wanting to do these collabs. And I would say the communities might not be a par. The project itself might not be there yet. And even then for us, is like, how is this creating value to collectors? So from that perspective, kind of like these giveaway collabs, we're being very limited and careful with what we want to do there. In terms of like a larger collab with some projects, um, we're looking into some of them. I think one of the first ones that has created great exposure not only for us but 16 other communities in the space is the NFT Red Zone, the cross community football fantasy league that's was originally created by a few of the founding members from the DJ network. Is they've created a Discord. There's 16 different communities, like I said before, from like V Friends, Bored Apes, Gutter Cats, ourselves, Sup Ducks, DJs. Like there's a lot of people there, and it's really nice to see that um, all the different communities just engaging, chatting. There's been a lot of questions about our community. There's been a lot of questions about other communities. I know people have come over from other communities and bought into koalas. I know some koalas have gone over to others and purchased there. So I think that one it's great. We're also looking into a couple other things. There's a group called the Collective that they're also doing a bunch of really cool stuff. So we're looking to some partnerships there to create future value for all the koala collectors. And there's a couple other ones that are just starting, like the conversations are just starting to happen. But the way we're looking at it is, if it's a good fit, if it creates mutual value, we're for sure open to doing this collabs. And I think a lot of people, what they're looking for is like, can we get some added utility from this collab? And I think that's one of the main things that we would like to do, because we're building a roadmap that creates a specific utility, but maybe another project has another roadmap that is another set of utilities. So without us having to do the same thing, then maybe we collaborate and we provide some access to some of the stuff we're doing, and then koalas would have access to some of the stuff that other project is doing. So in terms of that, yes, we're looking into it, because it all ties down to what else can we do to provide that value for our collectors.
All right, great. So as part of
Sorry, Ilya.
oh,
Sorry, really quickly. I just want to add to
oh,
that. We're always looking for potential collaborations that extend the storyline of the K.I.A. So we have collaborations beyond the NFT space who, you know, maybe which may involve, different forms of media or different forms of, experiences outside of the NFT space. So it's not just limited to the NFT space, the scope of our collaboration. It's beyond, and there's so many talented people out there who are really liking what we're doing with the K.I.A. and who really want to work with us. So, yeah, just wanted to add that.
oh, that's great. Yeah. So as part of the engagement topic, the community wanted to know, or rather, request that we get some sort of personal engagement from you guys, in particular on Discord, with maybe progress on the development of the programming, maybe some redacted screenshots of code being worked on, or some kind of redacted top secret briefing or something like that. Uh, just there's been a lot of requests of that sort of thing.
It's funny because in my head I was just picturing like posting an email with a specific brand that we're talking about and just like blanking out the name and some of the details. But
Yes, that's what I think that is like.
so yeah, honestly, I have some mixed feelings about that. Like I love being engaging in the community. At the same time, I know people want to hear from us, and maybe it's because unfortunately we're in a space that a lot of these projects have gone sideways, and people are kind of a bit concerned of like what the team is really doing. But for me, that's almost like a little bit of micromanaging or every day going in and saying, hey, like today I have a meeting with this person, right? Like I don't know if that meeting's going to go well. Stuff happens in the space, and from my perspective is my focus is to deliver for a lot of these initiatives. I love spending time in the community, but I think that if we start focusing on like a daily, like a quick check in with the community of, hey, like today I'm gonna have 3 meetings, I'm gonna send an email on this. It might be a little too much. And like at the beginning of the project, I think we there were some concerns around that, so we started putting up those 2 announcements a week. With the roadmap too, we've decided that we're going to focus on Walla Wednesday, so we're going down to one. Um, because I would say like I would ask the community to trust that we are working behind the scenes on delivering, and that every minute I spend doing something else means I am not creating, I'm not having these conversations with other brands, I'm not having these um, building up these partnerships. So from that perspective, it is a little bit difficult to balance everything. Like we have a lot on our plates, so we just want to be mindful of our time and effort. Some of the other stuff too is we're continuing to scale the project out. We've Ask, or I think on Twitter it's Philly and Yoda are now working really closely with us, with the roadmap, with the stuff. So even if Jay and myself are not around, like please reach out to Ask and Yoda. Like they know everything too. They'll be able to easily explain some stuff. Maybe we'll work with them to have them providing some of that kind of like daily updates and some of that stuff, which I think it could be helpful. One of the things that I would like to give a bit of a hint, I don't want to speak too much because I think this is going to be a really cool initiative for the community, is that one of our larger deliverables coming up are going to require it's going to take a long time to deliver and build out, but we're really going to ask for our collectors engagement, and it's really going to turn into at least a weekly engagement for sure. So It's something that we're going to get collectors' feedback. They will have the power of making some really big decisions with where the project is going to be going and what that deliverable is going to look like. So I think that that would really also kind of create that added engagement within the Discord. So that's kind of like my point of view on it. But again, I'm always happy to continue these conversations, and we can try it out if one way and see if it's working or not, and if not, we can just readjust to keep the community happy. But at the same time, we do need to be mindful that we need to focus on
Mhm.
deliverables as well.
Yeah, it's all about the balance for us. Because if we spend every waking hour updating us, yeah, like Lako said, we will never get anything done. So we can't commit anything official, in terms of, you know, micro updates and stuff. But I will say that I'll try to gauge the community's interest on maybe streaming some of my coding sessions just to like get some interest around that. So I know like a lot of the people in the space here are like interested in how we generate art or like what kind of scripts we use and stuff like that. So maybe this could be a personal thing that I run for my Twitter. But
Yeah, that'd be great. I
yeah,
think that is something that's been chatted about in
yeah, like,
interest.
but I can't commit that for the team and for any official capacity because yeah, my team is going to be doing what they do best.
Damn,
Yeah,
great.
one thing that I will try to do too is I love going into the Discord and just hanging out with the community and stuff. And I will do I'll be better at spending more time in our lounge. So basically, where it's the access only for collectors, to really get more feedback from kind of like what they're thinking, how they're doing, connect with them a little bit more, and and I think from that perspective too, we're as we're rolling out the community DAO and a few other things, we will be making some changes to the Discord to really, um, I guess we're gonna gate some stuff to really create more value to collectors, right? Because the Discord, it's a huge community. We love our community, but we also want to continue to add value to that. The fact that you're a collector versus just hanging out. So we will be beefing up kind of like our collector only channels, and I'll be spending more time with our collectors to really connect with you.
All right, that's great. All right, so these are all the questions I have. Now let's open it up to the listeners, and we actually already have our first listener collector, Evie. Uh,
Hello,
E-
can you hear me?
yep.
Hey, I just want to start out saying thank you to all the devs and the social media managers. I don't think me or anyone else in the community realizes how much work that goes in behind the scenes because all we see is the updates or the announcements. So I just want to thank you there because I'm sure it's hours on end that goes into it.
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
I just wanted to come up like just share my suggestion that I think we saw success with in the past, and that could be used to maybe drive up a little more engagement. I think that like airdrops or like random giveaways, um, really like with the Punisher Koala, I think that really just ramped up everybody and like really created a lot of hype within the community and also with that from the outsiders. I think that like if possible, we should do that more often, like doing airdrops like for doing specific tasks or I mean it doesn't matter for what, but I just think that maybe having more common airdrops would be helpful. Um and yeah, that's really my only suggestion. Everything else is really answered, but yeah, that's that.
Yeah, no, thanks, thanks for that. And like we're working on some of that at the same time. Some of those airdrops, like we have a lot of ideas. We don't necessarily want to also announce them ahead of time. The way I look at it is like the airdrop should reward people because of what they've been doing, not because they know that something's going to come up, right? Like it's quite
Yeah.
common that you get these rewards in Discord where it's like, oh, engagement reward. If you get to a certain level, you're gonna get this drop, and then you just see the Discord turns into a complete zoo.
Yeah,
People are just
100%. Yeah, I
pumping.
understand that.
So some of that stuff we are working on it. We're not gonna say anything about some of it. Maybe one day you'll randomly wake up, check your OS, and you'll see something there. Some of the other stuff, again, going into the storyline, the missions, the engagement, um, where maybe we'll be a bit more proactive and announce some of that stuff, right? Like we have the geocache, we're working into even some digital stuff. Whenever the app is finalized, that's really going to be like your one place also for geolocation stuff. There is like we've created that engagement bot within Discord, so that we have a lot of things in place that are starting to allow us to really build that storyline, the missions. You have some crates now. So it's just little by little, we're going to start connecting the dots, and little by little, things are going to start getting more complex for everyone to be engaged and not necessarily want to do something, but you're going to have to pick between one thing or another. So just adding a bit of game theory behind it, making it fun, but for sure, like we want to continue to kind of reward the community, add a little bit of surprises here and there, and keep things coming.
Cool. Sounds good. Thank you. And just one more question, because you mentioned the app. When the app comes out, is that going to be? Will users be able to buy and sell, or like safely transfer, trade koalas, or will that just be kind of a viewing app?
So are you talking about the K.I.A app or the Gal? Like, what are you talking about?
Not the gal. Yeah, the I don't know
The
what it's
K.I.A
called.
app. Yeah,
Yeah.
Koala
K.I.A. Honestly, that's not gonna be in the first iteration because
Okay.
we don't want to like overpromise because and also Apple and Google, they have a very restrictive environment for wallets,
Okay.
and I don't think it's safe practice to put your private key to allow transactions inside in the app. So we're gonna unless there's some kind of dedicated infrastructure for wallets in those modern phones, we're gonna hold off on trading until that happens. But I will say that the K.I.A app, it's gonna be um you can I can guarantee that the next, not the coming ones, but the future of the Geocache missions will be in that app, hosted in that app. So it's a matter of like, do you know how have you heard of POAP? But they have that scan the QR feature. We're gonna have that baked in our app, so we don't need to rely on third party services.
All right. Cool. Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey guys, whenever people are talking, I just like to kind of skim through who's listening and stuff. Just want to give a quick little shout out to Tommy Wilson. I know he's got a busy schedule, but it's nice to see you around. For those that you don't know, Tommy, he is a professional athlete, but also has got some really cool art in the space. So definitely check him out on Super Rare. He's got some cool stuff too, and it's nice to see a bunch of different people here in the space, and then just coming out and hanging out. So yeah, welcome, Tommy. If you want to come up on stage and ask any questions or just chat a bit, I'm always happy to have you on board. But if not, we can just keep going.
Anybody else have questions? Raise up, and I can add you to the speakers.
We can talk about page 2. No, we're not.
Whoa. Confidential, man. I just want to like, I'm already in talks with someone, getting his opinion on it, and he's like I think Ilya's contact. I don't want to reveal his name, but
yeah, no.
he's a solidity master, and he's showing me all the possibilities in the space regarding the DAO. And I'm feeling confident in the future of the governance of the K.I.A because this is really going to add utility and value to the koala holders, because one koala means one vote in the organization. So people, will see immediate value in holding koalas.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right, we got a Daniel.
Yeah, hi. I just want to say I'm doing like an event where artists draw some derivatives, and potentially we could do some koalas. We did it today, and we drew like 7 board tape derivatives. We uploaded 4, and yeah, it would be nice to do other animals like koalas if you guys want to join.
Yeah, sounds for sure. It sounds cool. Like I'd say, send me a DM, or if you're on Discord,
Yeah.
just ping me there, and we can
Yeah,
look into the details.
I messaged you on Twitter. Yeah, if you like, I could pin the tweet that I have for the event. And the idea is everyone that has like a koala or anything can just post it as a comment, and we can do it. They can join.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Great.
How's it going, guys?
All right. Good.
I just had a quick question regarding the Koala Academy. If you guys just want to talk a bit about that. Just basically, like, from my knowledge, it's just going to be information, videos, etc. about crypto education and whatnot. Firstly, is that going to be available to only koala holders? And secondly, content-wise, is it just going to be crypto-related, or will it be like tutorials on making content, maybe programming, like who knows? Just any thoughts you can give on that, yeah.
So, in the roadmap, quote unquote, leak, we were drafting that. We were very careful on the wording, because we didn't want to just be stuck creating crypto content. So we kind of just made it broad and said free educational content. So this could be anything from, crypto trading, content creation, like you mentioned, marketing, networking, coding. The main initial vision for the academy is agents in the agency have their own specific skills and talents, and the academy is where they share, a master class on cooking, I don't know, survival in the woods, stuff like that. It's like a space for every agent and also everyone in the world, so they can learn from the greats and the best. And that was kind of like my vision for academy. We promised the crypto content because that was just the easiest, most available one to promise. But for V2 and beyond, it's going to be way more than crypto and trading and NFTs. It's going to be anything you can think of under the sun.
Yeah, and it's
more like a masterclass.
So, Ronan, yeah, it's gonna be available to everyone. Like all of us at some point were first timers in the space. Unfortunately, probably most of us have some stories that weren't the greatest. And at times it's a bit of a steep learning curve, and unfortunately you learn from some mistakes. So from our perspective is that we want to continue to grow, obviously, the K.I.A, but also the NFT space as a whole. We're having a lot of newcomers coming into the space, not knowing absolutely anything. So that's why for us, like crypto NFTs, like it's why they got here. So we want to facilitate that, be able to provide high quality content that people can easily digest and understand. Okay, like this is a MetaMask. This is how I can protect myself. This is how I mint. These are the different coins and all this stuff. But and then for the future versions of the academy as it grows out, we want then the community to be able to also join in and create all this other content. One of the cool things about these larger communities is that you start seeing the amount of talented people that you have in there, right? Like we have DJs, we have professional athletes, we have data analysts, we have fitness trainers, we have dietitians, we have devs, we have artists. Like every time I talk to someone new, like I hear like, oh, like this person is an expert in their field somewhere across the world. So I think it's really cool to then bring also light to all that content and continue to create um, value by creating useful content for people to learn about, to share, um, anything. So yeah, like for us, the Koala Academy, like we have some pretty ambitious goals and like how large we want to grow that into, and it's just the first iteration. We wanted to kind of focus on what it takes to onboard someone in the space, be it net new or even just add extra knowledge that not everyone might know, such as the difference between minting from a website versus minting directly from the contract. But yeah, so that's kind of the long answer.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely sounds interesting. I'm excited for it. Yeah, one of my just the main concern was like exclusiveness, really. So, but I feel like it'd be a cool idea to have that information available for everyone, like getting into NFTs in this space, but then also have sort of like a masterclass for only Koala holders. So there's a bit of exclusiveness as well. That way, you're still providing information and growth to the whole community, as well as people will have like will be interested in getting into buying a koala as they get more access into the space.
Yeah, I think that your approach is a good idea, and we've had it before. I believe the koala trainer, there's about 15 to 20 people getting personal training. So I do think that um, tiering it up so where like the valuable information is accessible to everyone, because I do think that's valuable. But then these some of the other more specific topics, or like you said, like um, you get into personal training, into cooking, into real estate, financing, whatnot, then that could kind of, the barrier can be you have to own a koala to be able to access that information or maybe be able to connect with those people.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean,
There's gonna be more.
I mean,
Sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say we'll wait and see until it comes out. I'm excited for it.
Yes, there's gonna be more information about it in the coming weeks. We're just finalizing our topics and our UI UX for the entire branding for it. So just hang tight. We'll have a lot of stuff coming out there soon.
Sweet. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right, great. Do we have any more questions? We got a request. James?
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Connecting.
Hey guys.
Well,
Loud and clear.
Dope. I just wanted to ask you guys, in the roadmap it says full metaverse experience. I know it's like you guys are trying to keep a bit of your cards close to your chest, but for like a lot of projects, just throwing out the term metaverse nowadays because it's just broad and like, I don't know, just proposes value. I just wanted to, I know you guys are trying to be intentionally general to not pigeonhole your options. I just wanted to see kind of what you had in mind regarding that.
Yeah, so in terms of the metaverse, like I see what you're saying, and our perspective is like we want to be both providing utility in the like from the physical world as well as the digital world. And obviously right now with metaverses, that's kind of like one of the keywords being thrown around, and there's a lot of options. But there will be an announcement shortly, kind of like giving a bit more information of what we want to do with the metaverse. But for us, it's expanding the community that we've built in the Discord into the metaverse. And not like right now, the metaverse, there's various different platforms that can actually fall under that metaverse. There's not really one big one so far, right? So we have Somnium Space, we have Gloomy City, Sandbox, Decentraland. I'm missing a couple, but yeah, like we want to build something there for then people can also go and hang out, and there's some more gamification to it. There's other experiences that they can do. We're working with a couple of their people to see what they're doing, because we're starting to see a lot of cool stuff, right? Like there's some DJs that are starting to kind of have their own space in the metaverse, and now you actually need to buy a ticket to get into this the space to be able to listen to what they're playing. So for us, it is not just a term that we're using to kind of create hype around the project. It's something that I've personally been looking into for a while, and I'm really excited on what we're working on. I would say, yeah, within the next week, you will hear some more news around what our plans are for the metaverse. And who we are partnering with to build something cool for the community.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for that. Yeah, that's essentially what I was just asking about, because yeah, it can be a general term at times. Just wanted to get your guys' perspective on that. So cheers.
Thanks.
Thank you, and we can't wait to drop that announcement, Lakaz, right? That's gonna be huge.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of pieces that are coming out soon. Who we're partnering with, how we're approaching our metaverse build. I think the community is going to really like our approach to things. So I'm just kind of fine tuning a few things, and then hopefully I can share that information with you guys sooner rather than later.
All right, great. Do we have any more questions?
I wonder if everyone's figured out all the numbers around the geocache missions. I know some people were talking about them in the community, but others still. I had a question, someone wondering what that meant. So, wonder if does anyone have any questions, or all you guys know where those geocache missions that are coming up next are going to be located?
We can reveal one if they haven't done the research for November. We can, for sure. We can, yeah. So in NFT NYC, we're planning to drop the geocache somewhere around that general area. I know a lot of other projects are doing treasure hunts there too, so this would be kind of our official presence. But I do know we have an unofficial meetup being planned. I don't know the details on that, but yeah, so New York would be one of the 5 locations we're doing for the next wave. So stay tuned for that, and it's going to be dope.
Awesome.
Yeah, and for whoever's coming to New York for the conference, hit me up. Most likely going to be spending there probably the whole week. I know some of you are a little bit further than others, and unfortunately won't be doable, but I'm definitely going to be there. And that's also one of the things that I'm kind of working on. It's the approach of that conference or events that I also want people to feel included. So as an example, if there is an event, let's say a live DJ event, I would eventually like to kind of have that mirror in the metaverse, because I think that would be pretty cool, right? Like some of us might be lucky enough to be close into that specific location, but I know we have a community that's from all over the world, so it's obviously definitely hard to get to those places. So I couldn't attend the Miami Bitcoin conference, and I really felt like I was missing out. And I wish someone would have organized an event that would have been both for physical and digital. So that's something that I really want to be able to deliver to this community to feel that sense of inclusivity.
All right, great. Any more questions? Let's see. No?
I see Mr. Whale Sama here. Signata Whale. If you want to speak, that would be cool. This guy has been aping into the wallas and producing these cool alien koalas, but it's cool if you don't want to. It's all good. I want to put you on the spot there. Let's see. No one else wants to speak?
Well, yeah, looks like we covered.
Yeah.
I guess if anybody has any more questions or follow-ups, we can. You're always welcome to come and join the Discord and discuss in there. Hit all of us up.
For sure. Our DMs are always open to everyone, and I just want to give you guys a little, I guess, a teaser. When we hit 5K holders, just watch your wallets closely. When we hit 5,000 holders, that's all I'm going to say.
Oh.
Okay, now someone's definitely going to go out and create 20 random wallets and just pass a bunch of wallets.
Oh man!
You know, if anything, people in this space are good at exploiting things, and someone's going to find a way. I can see a few people in here that have wallets in the triple digits. They're going to get to that number by tonight after that comment.
It's not automated, so whatever. No worries, guys.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right. Well, I think we're coming up to the hour. Not really seeing any more questions. Always enjoy these spaces, but honestly, from my perspective too, sometimes I much prefer a two-way conversation. I know it's hard with that many people. Some people maybe sometimes don't want to come on stage. So whenever I'm around Discord, ping me. I'm always happy to jump into VC channel, even with a one-on-one or a couple people, and just chat about random stuff. It doesn't have to be about koalas. It can be about sports. It can be about NFTs, art, crypto. I just want to connect with people. Or you can also always DM me, Twitter or Discord. If I don't get back to you, honestly, sometimes they get a little bit crowded. So just ping me again, and eventually I will respond.
All right, awesome, guys. Well, yeah, thank you for joining us and all those great questions. And
Thanks for hosting, Ilya.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ilya. Thank you, everyone, for coming. We appreciate your undying support, and looking forward to building with you guys in the future. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks,
Awesome.
everyone. Have a good one.
Thanks. Yep.
Good night. Bye.
Good night.